everybody. Happy Saturday. I think it's June 20th. So I'm up here, finishing up, cutting the first crop. So I got left here, there's probably, I don't know, there's probably 8 acres left, I suppose, there. So, I'm gonna fill you in a little bit about making hay. Why is it so late? It's partially our fault. I guess it is our fault, not partially. The weather, I guess, is another fault too. Because it was really nice weather first part of, well, I guess it'd have been the last couple of weeks of May. But that was a little early for us to be making hay. And we usually, I mean, that's if we were making like quality dairy hay. Yeah, that probably would be about time to be making it. But anyway, we're late. So anyway, what happened last weekend is we cut here, this part of this strip here. There's a field kind of over on the shelf over there. There's this strip, and there's one down below that cornfield and bean field right there. That was a week ago yesterday. We cut that. And we had talked about cutting everything because there's like 20 acres up here. And then because that was Friday. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm not sure which the best way to be is here. The wind's blowing. But anyway, plan was we were going to cut it on Friday night. They were talking rain on Saturday, so a week ago today. And then we were going, it was supposed to be nice on Sunday and nice on Monday. So the plan kind of was, worst case scenario, we would bale it on Monday night after we got home from work. Well, 20 acres to run through round baling in I'm going to say a 3-hour max time frame, keep it dry, is a lot of work because you're going to have somewhere probably 60 to 70 bales of hay. That's a lot of stopping. And you can't go fast. I mean, you're probably baling in like 4 miles an hour, you know, and then you're stopping every couple hundred yards and you're making a bale. So it takes a long time. So I thought, why don't we just make part of it? We'll do part of it. And we did these fields here because we're going to spray, which we did on Saturday, spray around the fields. So those fields that I pointed out all border, at some point they border the woods. So we wanted to make sure we didn't drive through any of that hay, obviously. So we cut, I don't know, it's probably 6 acres. I was thinking it's probably closer to 10, but it's probably 6, to be honest with you. I was like, okay, so we cut it Friday night. We sprayed all day Saturday, and then we finished up spraying on Sunday morning. I had already made plans for my buddy if I could borrow his tedder, because if it rained on Saturday, I'd come up here Sunday, ted it out, and then let it lay, and then we'd come out Monday and bale it. So it didn't rain on Saturday. It was a little cloudy here and there, but didn't get too cloudy. I mean, today it's you know, mostly sunny. There's some clouds, but it was a little more cloudy last Saturday. So I still went and got the tedder. I tedded it all out for the most part. And then I was like, well, I'll just let it lay, and then Monday we'll just come up and we'll rake it and we'll bale it. So we did all that. It got to be like 4 o'clock. We were done. Got machinery all put away, everything ready. You know, baler greased. The net wrap roll changed because we were almost on a net wrap. Tractor's fueled up, so all you gotta do is jump on the tractors. You know, my brother gets home usually before I do. He can start raking. I'll bring the baler up. We'll start baling. It'll be what it'll be. checked the weather one last time real quick. Well, then they changed the forecast. Now they were talking about clouds on Monday afternoon. I think the technical term was more clouds than sun, and then they bring in a chance of rain Monday evening. It's like, well, I didn't spend all that time tedding out that hay for it to get damp because it was cloudy. I mean, I didn't know if it was going to rain or not, but I didn't want it, cloudy. So we made the decision that we were just going to go up and bale it. So Sunday we come up and baled it. We made 25 bales or whatever it was off that little bit. Left them. And then, well, even if it's cloudy on Monday afternoon, we can still haul the bales down. Well, never ended up clouding up at all. Didn't even rain. So you're going to hear a couple of sayings from me that you've heard before from either an old farmer or anybody. Hindsight's always 20/20, but should have probably just cut everything that Friday night and then baled the one half of it on Sunday and the other half that I'm cutting right now on Monday, and it all would have been done. But we didn't happen. So here we are, Saturday, cutting it again. We had a storm roll through here on Wednesday, 1.5 inches of rain, somewhere in that area, big winds. There actually was a tornado again. This side, this is the same place over this way as where the tornado come through in 2021. This one was a little more west of us, but not much, like probably a mile as the crow flies. That was an EF1. I think the one that come through here was an EF3, but it knocked down a couple of the neighbors' sheds, ripped some tin off, took some trees out. No like houses or anything got damaged bad or anything. So we didn't cut hay on Wednesday. And then they had rain in the forecast for yesterday, Friday. So we didn't cut hay on Thursday. Well, yesterday it trickled a little bit of rain, sprinkled at like 3:30 in the afternoon. I mean, enough to make the concrete wet. So should have cut it Thursday night. I could have baled it today. Brother's out, having family time today, so he's not around. But I could have baled up. Should have been a big deal. So anyway, hindsight's always 20/20. Cutting it today. As of last night, they had rain in the forecast for tomorrow, Sunday. But then today they took the rain out of the forecast. So who knows? So here's another saying that you've heard before. You can't make it standing up. So I'm cutting it. If it rains on, it gets rained on. And we're making it for ourselves. It's like we're selling it. So if it gets rained on, here's another saying. It's better than a snowball in the wintertime for the cattle. So anyway, I've got 5 apps on my phone for weather. And not single one of them will have the same forecast between the 5 of them. So you can't go off it. You just got to do it and hope for the best and just get the hay made. So anyway, I'm going to jump back on this. 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if they did that on purpose. And then 12. So it's cutting hard. It's pretty thick. It's down because it's old, but the brome grass and the orchard grass are all headed out already. Here we got the orchard grass. This is orchard grass here. I don't know for sure. Brome grass. I think this is brome here, I think. So the alfalfa's, most of it's bloomed out or whatever. This is actually 4 fields. This here is like four fields that they're all put together at this point right now. But like you can see here, that's a strip. That field there, you can see there's more grass down that way. That one's not quite as good a hay. That one should really be taken out of hay at this point. But we're gonna wait because then those 2 fields are gonna become one field, and then this hay field and that cornfield will become one field. So once this field here and this field here kind of become not so good of hay, then we'll take those out. We'll put corn or beans into those, and then we'll plant oats into another field that's corn or beans right now. So anyway, yeah. So get back on the tractor. Let's cut a little bit of hay. It's all cut. It's all in God's hands right now, I guess. So I guess worst case, I just heard the weather forecast on the radio here. Monday is supposed to be beautiful weather outside, so hopefully it doesn't rain too much tomorrow. Although it's supposed to be cloudy and just barely making 70 with a chance of rain, so it's not going to be real good drying. So I'm banking on that today it's going to dry pretty good. That stuff there has already started like crust over on the top. So if I had a tedder, I'd go ted that stuff right now, but I ain't got one. So anyway, co-op's supposed to be coming out. Supposed to be coming out this afternoon and spraying the soybeans. So we'll hopefully they get that done, I guess. Worked out pretty nice. The cows are actually in the barnyard right now, or actually they're in the winter pasture. Because the bull, we rent the bull. The guy brought the bull out this morning to join him, and we usually try to keep them around the buildings for a couple of days so they, you know, kind of get antiquated with each other before we turn them out. So worked out nicely. They're all penned up in that one pasture where we could open up all the gates to the ridge up here and out back of the machine shed where the beans are at. If that wasn't the case, there was 1, 2, 3, I think there's 6 gates just to get up here and up back of the machine shed to get into the fields. And then there's also a field over across the upper end of that field where we do the grain where we have the grain tank and stuff. That one's got 2 electric fence gates in there. So technically there's 8 gates, but none of them they have to open. That's what we usually try to do. And it worked out nicely. We didn't have to go, you know, it's better they did it now than wait till next week and then we have to go chase the cows into another pasture somewhere and lock them in so they're there so the gates are open. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm hoping that the next time you'll see this, you'll see us baling. But if not, hopefully you guys like the video and make sure you subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Well, we're raking. It's Monday. It did rain on Saturday, or I'm sorry, on Sunday a little bit. So we're gonna try. While we're raking right now, I got the baler here. I'm gonna try baling some of it. It's not too bad. It would be nice. It's a little drier, but tomorrow they're calling for cloudy skies in the later afternoon, like now. So we're gonna give her a shot. All right, folks. It is Tuesday night now, so we're baling. I baled this stuff up last night, on Monday night. So that was a little tough. It wasn't terrible. But anyways, Tuesday night, just catch up a little bit. Cut it on Saturday. You can see that in the video. It did rain on Sunday night afternoon. Maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rain, tops. But anyway, all that's left is what's out here. I already baled some of it here on the bottom. And there's probably 7 acres left, I suppose. Maybe. So my brother's up here right now, grabbing some of the bales I made last night. Buddy Lawrence is coming out, help haul when he gets off of work here in a few minutes. So rain's coming. I know it doesn't really look like it, but you know, they got rain in the forecast for tonight and then all day tomorrow. So plan is to get them all baled and baled and off the field tonight. So let's hopefully that works. Let's get out and see bale of hay. There it is. Kind of cool how parts of the field where it shows like there's some yellowy stuff where there's more grass and deader grass. It's kind of like a swirl. But yeah, net wraps on there. It's got 3 wraps on it. That's about right. Maybe a little more than I usually put on there, but it looks pretty good. So yeah, so anyway, got all this back out that way, and we should be done. I'll check in after we're done. All right, I could be done by now, but I'm not, and I'll show you why. I've kind of been chasing my tail here. So I've pretty much got the center field all done here, but anyway, if you look at this windrow, so that's kind of a darker color, and then this over here, it's kind of a yellowish color or whatever. Well, this has got more alfalfa in it, or less grass. Let's put it this way: less grass in this, more grass in this stuff over here. And for whatever dumb reason, if I eject a bale, I cannot get a new bale started in this stuff. So I gotta crap a bale out over here, come over here, make a third of a bale, and go back over here again, and then finish up the bale on this side. So I could have been done 20 minutes ago, but I could have been just making loops out here in the field trying to get bale started. So literally from right here to that bale right there is how far I got to go with this windrow, and then it's just these 3 ones right here. So just about done. So anyway, the only problem I had was right over here, that bale you see right up over there. I crapped that bale out and went to go start, and it didn't want to go in, and so I plugged it up and it had it wedged in there pretty tight. So I had to go in, and it was the whole spiel. So anyway, I think we're getting it finished. I'm done up here. I gotta go in the bottom. I gotta bale a couple of small fields down there, the one we do our grain stuff on, and that one hillside. So I'll do that, and then we should be done. Well, we're done. There we are. Gotta learn how to do this backward. Tractor and baler are all cleaned up. So I don't know how many bales we actually got tonight, but I'm betting there's somewhere around 30, maybe 35. I think the counter says 85 bales altogether, which is off a little bit because, you know, every time you trip the door, and we had a couple of problems. We had to trip the door a couple of times, but I guess that says 82. I'm gonna guess it's probably closer to 75 altogether from first crop. But anyway, got the tractor blown off, baler blown off, ready for second crop. Only hiccup we had technically with the baler, not including that windrow thing, which I don't know if it's really a baler issue or just a combination of grassy, dry hay. But literally the last 2 bales I wrapped up on the ridge, I didn't even realize the last one didn't wrap, or the second to last one, until I got to the field. When I was done, looked back, and there it was, middle of the field with no wrap on it. So we brought it down very carefully on the trailer. And speaking of which, trailer, Dale and Lawrence are over hauling bales now. There's probably 2 or 3 loads left up there, I'm assuming, but should get the hay shed full, and probably have to put some down below the house here. So anyway, so yeah, we're pretty much done. There's probably 2 or 3 more loads up there. So hopefully this video, you'll like it, and hope to start doing a little more of it. But it just gets, sometimes you kind of get lost in the moment, and you just want to get something done. So grab your phone, and it's just like, I just want to get it done. So anyway, if you like it, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you the next time. Talk to you later.